Alright, you're currently watching E5.p1-16, which is notes, position of our solar system within our galaxy. The learning target for you comes from E5.p1-D, which is describe the position and motion of our solar system within our galaxy. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're basically going to spend just a very short period of time talking about where we're located, our position within our solar system and also within our galaxy that we currently reside. Alright, and while you're watching the video, I'm going to ask that you complete the notes that you see right here on this page. And as you notice, the notes are very, very short because there's not a lot to talk about with regards to position. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started here. What you see that you are currently looking at right now is what's simply called the Milky Way galaxy. The Milky Way galaxy is a spiral galaxy, so you'll notice how it has these bands which give an appearance of some sort of a spiral coming off and shooting off into space, kind of giving you a spiral effect, okay, a whirlpool effect if you want to say. Now, here's what it looks like when we're talking about our actual position. All right, many people, and I myself, when I was younger, not having known a whole lot about space, believed that we were actually located right there. What's called the central bulge in our galaxy. I believe that this is where the sun was actually located, and that's exactly why it was the brightest. That is not the case, and I'll explain that later as to why it's not. However, what you do need to know is our sun is located in one of these spiral arms, and that's where the sun is located, which means all the planets, which are very small in comparison to the actual sun, are located in this position as well. Okay, so that's where we're located, and then as you see right here as it's blown up, to give you a perspective about the size of the planets and the asteroid belt, and then even the comets that are there as well. So let's go into the specifics of it, and this is where numbers are going to be absolutely ginormous. They're going to be huge, and the reason for that, again, is because we're dealing with things that are out into space. Hence, we did the notes on light years, because light years will give you a much smaller view of how big that actual distance truly is. But here you go. The sun is about 26,000 light years. So you take this number and multiply it by, it was what, 5.8 trillion? So you've got 5.8 trillion miles in which a light year is. So you'd have to multiply that by 26,000. So if you want to do that on your calculator, go ahead and punch it in. It's huge. So when you're looking at where we are, it's 26,000 light years just to get to the center. Just to the center. And from one point to another, as it says right here across the top, the Milky Way galaxy is roughly 100,000. So we're literally 25% of the distance away from the actual center. Again, numbers are huge. The Milky Way galaxy, as I've already mentioned, is 100,000 light years from one side to the next, and it's roughly about 77,000 light years in thickness. So if you're to measure it from the top of it to the bottom of it, it'd be about 7,000, versus if you go from one side to the next across its width, it would be 100,000. So when you do the math, and I, again, just want to give you a perspective, something to consider, is if this is how far light travels in 1 year, and we're asking it to travel 100,000 miles from one to the next, it works out to 5.8 quintillion, a number that you may not have even heard before, but that is 18 zeros after a number. So it's 5.8 quintillion miles a year. So that's how far. Again, crazy. A very, very huge number. But we're located 26,000 miles, or light years, excuse me, from the center. And where we are located on a spiral arm. So you had, as you noticed in the very beginning, these arms that were spiraling off and out into space, representing our Milky Way galaxy. we're located in one of those arms, and that arm right here is called the Orion spur, or sometimes it's called the Orion arm. Now, for those of you that are familiar with constellation stars, Orion is exactly the constellation as we look out into it. That's why it's received its name, because Orion is the largest constellation that we view in this spiral arm that we currently reside. So, when you look at it and you find the sun, this sun is located in this spiral arm that's shooting off, going off in this direction. This spiral arm, which is called the Orion spur or the Orion arm. So that's where we're located. We're located 260,000 light years away from the center bulge. We are 100,000 light years from one edge to the next in our Milky Way galaxy, and where our sun is located is on the Orion spur or the Orion arm within the Milky Way galaxy. That's where our position is.